I was born Melissa Jean Button, the sixth child of William and Judith Button. There is no significance to my name, just simply that both my parents liked it. I could have been a Jennifer, but my cousin got that name first. My mom also liked the name Michelle, but thought I looked like a Melissa. Growing up in my family could be an adventure at times. I had four older brothers and an older sister. Family was very important. We lived first in Massachusetts, but then moved to New Hampshire. We loved camping and taking trips. We often went to the beach. We had great holiday family meals and always had an extended family get-together around Christmas with my many cousins. My grandma, whom we called Nanny, always made Swedish meatballs. We often played charades and always got to open one present. One of the things I remember most about growing up is always having lots of animals. At one time, we had a pony, two goats, pigs, chickens, a dog, and plenty of cats. This kept me very busy, and I loved it. My parents were high school graduates, and my dad served in the Navy for 4 years. He also attended a technical school before getting a job at Raytheon. I have three siblings that have completed college besides me. I truly have come a far way from the start of my education, where I thought that kindergarten was too difficult and I just wanted to stay home with my mom. You could say that I was a late bloomer when it came to school. In middle and high school is where I developed a love for learning. In high school, I knew I would continue to college. This took me longer than I expected, as I only got a few happy detours along the way with marriage and three children. Now I have gone beyond my initial thoughts of what I would do with my education, and I look forward to what the future brings. My greatest success personally has been my dedication and perseverance. I say this because it has gotten me to where I am and has contributed to the successes in my family. I decided to marry my husband early, and we began a family. I have always been dedicated to having a strong family. I knew, though, that someday I would finish college. Now I have completed my master's and still have a successful marriage and have raised three amazing boys. While I have been dedicated and showed perseverance, I did often lack patience and would get frustrated in where I was in the process and was always looking ahead. This happened when I didn't get the job I wanted or when I was in a job I hated. Through this last educational experience, I have learned to trust the process, as Kylie Dotson Blake says, and to be in the moment, which has allowed me to be more patient. When it comes to describing my cultural identity, I get lost in the mix of backgrounds. I think what stands out for me is the importance of family. I have a strong connection to my family and its history. Growing up, I was fascinated by the fact that my grandmother Nanny was Swedish, and I wanted to know everything I could about her heritage. Both of her parents immigrated from Sweden, and she was the first in her family to be born in the United States. My mom's dad also immigrated as a boy from Guernsey, one of the Channel Islands in Great Britain. My dad's parents were both from Newfoundland. I also culturally feel very connected to New England. Even though I now have lived in the South longer, I think this is mostly because of the characteristics that I'm familiar with found in those that live in New England. I feel that I most easily connect with these characteristics, if that makes sense. Another area of connection for me that stands out is the fact that I became a Christian as a child when my family began going to church. This became a big part of my life and has shaped much of who I am today. While at times I may have seen myself as simply Caucasian without a distinct cultural background, I see now that my experiences growing up in my family in New England with grandparents that were immigrants, I have a very diverse background. I feel that my experiences and background give me a diverse perspective that has helped me to adapt to new things, and this I believe will help me as a counselor working with a diverse population.